So lesson 3 has arrived. Finally got there. We get to use the calculator a little bit this time. And we're going to talk about using inputting things that are in scientific notation. And again, on the reference sheet, it was the second one down there that we're going to look at. So it models a nice example on there. And I want to look at a couple examples that will look like that as well. So let's see if we can type in this 3 times 10 to the 4th. And we're going to model this like the calculator is suggesting us to do. So again, we're going to turn on the calculator. A lot of times I'll hit the on button and hit the clear button to just reset it. It says memory cleared. And then just hit clear, and that kind of resets the calculator back to its normal settings. So type 3 times 10 to the power 4. We find the 3. We look for this key here, times 10 to the n. It's a little tricky to find, but if you locate the number 8, if you go up 1, 2, 3 from there, you should see times 10 to the n. So we'll hit that key next. It's actually prompting us for an exponent. So it's asking to put that 4 in. So we'll put the 4 in. And then we have to use the directional pad to get out the exponent. So we hit the right arrow on the directional pad. That's right above the clear button there. It's on the top right. And then if I hit enter, it should give us the answer, looks like 30000, or we would say that's 30,000. So that's the same thing as 30,000 if we did that with the calculator. So if I type in 4.25 times 10 to the power 5 into the calculator, again, that's scientific notation stuff. It's got that power of that, that base of 10 there. That's a clue that we can do that. So again, I can type in, hit the clear button there and just type in 4, find the decimal. It's down there by the 0, just to the right of the 0. That's the decimal point. The 2, the 5, and then I want that times 10 to the n key again. That key is, again, right above the 8. You have to go up 3. So there's the parenthesis, and then the COS thing, and then this times 10 to the n would be that one. Hit that. Again, it's prompting us for an exponent, so we put the 5 in, and then we use the directional pad to get out from the top. So I hit the right arrow and it moves us down, hit enter, and that gives us 425,000 as a result. So that would be 425,000. And again, the calculator does not use commas there, but it's important that once you get to 10,000 or larger, that you do use the comma there. The next example I want to look at is a 6.75 times 10 to the negative 3. So I'm going to hit clear, and then I'm just going to type in 6.75. We should know how to do that now. That's just a decimal. We find that times 10 to the n key. So again, hit that key. It's prompting me for an exponent. It's wanting a negative 3. Remember, we can't use the minus sign there. We actually have to use the negative symbol, which is to the left of the enter key. So just to the left enter key, we hit that negative symbol, and then we type the 3 in. And there's the negative 3 in the exponent. Again, we hit the directional pad to move out from the top and hit enter. And that gives us then this point 00675. So we have 0.00675. That would be that answer. So that's how we can type things in scientific notation. A couple examples we can look at is some challenge problems that we may come across on the GED test. Let's see if we can type in this 7.8 times 10 to the 8 minus, that's the subtraction sign there, 1.5 times 10 to the 8th. So let's see if we can do that one. So again, I can clear it. 7.8 times 10 to the 8. Find that times 10 to the n key. Put the 8 up there. Remember, you got to use your directional pad to get down. Then you hit the subtraction symbol. We type the 1.5 times 10 to the n key. Put another 8 up there. Again, use your directional pad to get down. Hit enter. And that gives me, whoa, a pretty big value there. So that's a 6, 3, and then it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros. So that's going to be a 63, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how many was that? zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros. Again, your calculator does not give you commas, so it's your job to put the commas in every 3 places. Ones, tens, hundreds, comma. Thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, comma. 1 million, 10 million, 100 million. So this will read as 630 million, and then we have nothing else to read. Those are just placeholders. So 630 million would be that answer. Looking at the next problem we have is 6.25 times 10 to the third. And then we're dividing that by 2.5 times 10 to the negative 2. So we can use parentheses there. Open parenthesis, I can do 6.25. That times 10 to the n key. It's prompting me for that 3. I have to again use that directional pad to get down. That's the catch. Then you close your parenthesis. And then I can hit division. Open parenthesis, 2.5. That times 10 to the n key. Put a negative 2 up there. Again, remember to use the directional pad to get down. Then you close the parenthesis and look at it. And it's kind of off the screen, so I have to trust it there. And I get 250 and then 3 more zeros. So 250 and 3 more zeros. So 4 zeros altogether. So that would be 250,000. So those are these challenge problems that you can practice. One other thing I want to kind of look at is this algebraic extension we talked about as well. This 10 to the negative 1. On your calculator, there actually is a special key. There's this x to the negative 1 key. That'll do an exponent of negative 1. So if I want to do 10 to the negative 1, what I do is type in the 10 and then hit that x to the negative 1 key, and it puts that negative 1 up there. Just hit enter and it'll give you the 1/10. What it can't do though is it can't do x to the negative 1. We got to know that that negative 1 means to flip it as a fraction as 1 over x. Also 10 to the 0. 10 to the 0, we have to use a special key which we call the rooftop key. This key here. It's just diagonally of the 7. Just look up and left. It's kind of left and up. That's that little rooftop key. That's a special key here. So if I want to do that key, what I do again is I type the 10 in. I then have to hit that rooftop key. And if you notice, it's prompting me to put an exponent in. Put a 0 in. I still got to use that directional pad to get down and hit enter, and it will give me my 1. What your calculator can't do is it can't do x to the 0 power. We just got to know that anything to the 0 power is automatically just going to turn into a 1. That's just a math fact. So if I want to, 3 to the negative 1 can be put in the calculator. So I can hit the 3, hit that x to the negative 1 key, and it'll put that negative 1 in there for me. Hit enter. It'll give me my 1/3. Also remember that negative 1 just means to turn into a fraction, so 1/3. So y to the negative 1 just means, just like we did over with x, we do that the same thing with y, we just turn that into 1 over y. We just turn it into what we call a fraction. 6 to the power 0 could be, it's a negative 6 to the power 0. When negative numbers involved, you always got to put the negative number in parentheses. It just seems like the calculator wants parentheses there. So these parentheses are very, very important. So to put negative 6 to the power 0 into your calculator, you have to use parentheses, negative 6, close parenthesis, and then you can go use what we call the rooftop key. So it's going to move your cursor up into the exponent area. You put the 0 in, directional pad it down, hit enter, and it would give you 1. So the calculator can be dangerous sometimes with neg numbers and exponents, and we'll talk more about that. And again, x, y to 0 cannot be done in the calculator, but anything to the power 0 we know is going to turn into a 1. So we have that. So that concludes our lesson on scientific notation, and a little bit extra with some special exponents. Thank you.